afternoon again, everyone. Folks, wave your hands if you can hear me. Okay, good. I need to make sure the microphone's working. Again, my name is Crystal, and I'm here for Otters. Let me start by introducing you to them.
Abby, look.
If you start over for this on the right-hand side, the blonde sea otter at the end of the row there is Ivy. Moving next, the blonde sea otter next to her is Rosa. Out by the window, that brunette is Selka. And last but not least, our dark sea otter here on the left-hand side is Abby. So you'll notice we've got two blondes and two brunettes. Sea otters have different hair colors just like we do. And what's fun, I think, also, is our two blonde sea otters, Ivy is 4 and Rosa is 17. And with our two brunettes, Abby is 10 and Selka is 4. So different ages, different fur colors. Now we're doing a lot of action here. We're going to be doing what's called positive reinforcement training. We're going to ask the otters to do something, and in return they get a delicious piece of food. The menu today is clam meat, squid, and shrimp. Now this positive reinforcement training, asking the otter to do something and giving them clam, squid, and shrimp in return, this is a great way to work with the otters and let them participate in their own lives here at the aquarium. Our sea otters here on exhibit are non-releasable rescues, which means we need to care for them the rest of their lives. And using training allows them to do things for themselves. For example, on the right-hand side, we're teaching Selka to touch that target. She's supposed to touch and hold on that blue ball on the end of a stick. In the center here, we're asking Abby to climb up on the deck. Now think about all the things we could use to help take care of the otters, since they can do these things as we ask them. For example, let's imagine asking an otter to climb up on a weight scale or to walk themselves behind the scenes. They can walk where we're asking them to, and that coordination really helps us care for them. Also, that blue ball on the end of a stick, that's what we call a target pull. That's a great training tool to teach the otter something new. Selka's pretty new here on exhibit. She's only been with us for a few weeks, and when we're trying to explain to her something new, we can't have a conversation, we can't talk about what we're doing, but we can use that target pull. So for example, let's see if we want to teach Selka to go inside a carrier or stand on a weight scale. She knows she's supposed to stand and hold with that target, so we just hold the target on the weight scale, and there you go, we've taught her something new. Now all of this training is really about building a relationship with the sea otter. By working together over and over, they understand if they do what we ask, good things are going to happen. So they're not reluctant to work with us. They know it'll be safe, it'll be good. Now, it's also good for us to work with sea otters because they're very motivated. Otters eat a lot of food, and since we're giving them food as part of their training session, this is a great way for them to really stay engaged.
Now we know why they
training.
clean the windows.
Sea otters eat a huge amount of food every day. They are going to, in the wild, go through about a quarter of their body weight worth of meat every single day. Now I want to put that in perspective. That's a lot. A quarter of your body weight, adults. That would be the equivalent of you having about 20 large pizzas by yourself daily. It's a massive amount of food. And otters, again, aren't eating pizza. They're eating invertebrates. Invertebrates are any animals without backbones. So the clam and squid and shrimp that we feed here, those are
wow, they're like little bears.
So would be other things like mussels or big crabs or spiky sea urchins. Otters aren't very picky. They just have to eat a lot. Now, as you notice us feeding the otters, I've described a lot of shelled animals like clams and mussels and crabs and sea urchins, but we're feeding out just the meat. Well, otters are tool users. They can take a rock like a tool, as a tool, and they can smash shells open to get at the meat inside. And that's tough because if we gave them rocks here on exhibit, they would smash the windows and that would be bad. So we don't give them shells on exhibit. They get shells behind the scenes. They also have a behind the scenes area they can get access to at night, and we can give them shelled prey in that behind the scenes area where things are safe and they can practice smashing things all they want. On exhibit, we'll use toys instead. You might notice all kinds of floating objects, like Selka has a ball. There's a big blue donut here on the left-hand side. There's even toys sunk down to the bottom. And that is something the otters can play with instead, so they can get experience smashing and cracking, and they don't have to worry about breaking anything. Now, as our sea otters are working on these training sessions, I do want to mention a lot of what they're asking isn't physically difficult for them to do. It's more about having them think about it and having them focus on it. It's not difficult for Ivy to hang out there and work on this tunnel here. It's not difficult for her to walk on land, but she doesn't know what her trainer's going to ask next, so she needs to stay focused. She needs to pay attention. If she just does whatever she wants, then she's not going to get any food. She has to listen to her trainer. That focus is really going to keep minds and bodies active, which is important for sea otters. In the wild, sea otters aren't long-distance travelers. They're not fast athletes, but they do spend a huge amount of time working on getting food. So we need to give them different work here. We need to give them something they can work on throughout the day. So our sea otters get 12 sessions, 12 activities every day. These activities usually involve food too. So 12 sessions with food and activities. It's what we call our enrichments. Those keep the otters' minds and bodies active. And that's really important for the health of our sea otters. Now you're gonna notice our training session's almost wrapped up. What you wanna watch for is the hand wipe gesture that our trainers will give to signal to the otters that they are all done to get the rest of their food as a big jackpot reward. So if you watch our sea otters here, they're gonna grab their food and finish it up, and you'll see some grooming afterwards. Now if you have questions about the otters, we have a live show in the auditorium that tells you more about the rescue work we do behind the scenes. That's called Luna, the Sea Otter Story, or you can ask me questions. I'll be out in just a moment at the right-hand side of the balcony by the stairs down. Thank you so much for coming. Have a wonderful day at the aquarium.
Yummy. Look at that. Ooh, they have their little tables. Oh, he even turned with his food in his stomach.
I'm saving this.
Alright. Ooh, they're just chowing.
Look at